Families, we hope you found joy during the month of May, and we hope that it was also a productive month for you. Obviously, for CFX, it absolutely was, and in fact, you're going to see some of the statistics proving that, of course, at the end of this presentation as we wrap up. Anyway, that's turned off now. I don't have to worry about listening to myself in the background anymore. So let's get into it. We've got an awful lot we want to cover. Before we move into the specifics, though, we're going to start every meeting, as we always do, with a 90-second video regarding CFX. This year, we are seeing the dream of financial freedom being pushed further and further away for millions of people. Record business closures and massive global layoffs are pushing people's budgets to the breaking point and having a dramatic effect on their quality of life. Many people are being forced to survive on credit, paying today's bills with tomorrow's wages. This is a guaranteed path to financial disaster. Are you currently enjoying the lifestyle that you're working so hard to achieve? In contrast to these statistics, the wealthiest of our populations increase their net worth year after year, and they're able to accelerate their wealth during economic downturns. How is this possible? Financially experienced people put wealth-building principles to work for them, rather than trading their time for a wage. In the following video, we'll introduce you to two of these powerful principles and show you how you can get them working for you right away. At CFX, we believe the opportunity to create financial abundance is the right of every person. A better life can begin now. Start your journey with us today. It will be the most empowering change you've ever made. So the reason that I like to start every meeting, regardless of the type of meeting, off with that video is I really feel that it sets the tone for what is to follow. And I believe that's also the case here in this end of month meeting. We talk in that 90-second video about some very important things. And one of those things is that the founders and the principals and team members behind CFX believe that it is the right of every individual to create financial freedom for themselves. And that is an extremely significant statement. It is a very heavy statement when you consider the magnitude of what that ultimately means. And regardless of where you were born, regardless of how you grew up, regardless of your socioeconomic condition, the owners of this platform believe it is your right to be able to create abundance for yourself, for your family, for the people that you love. Now, that video also goes on to say that there are some strategies that successful people have used to greatly increase their chances of success and greatly amplify their success over their working careers. And those principles are most certainly a part of various elements of this company. Absolutely in the rewards plan or the compensation side of CFX. Also, absolutely part of the trading itself, which of course is one of our cornerstone products sitting right next to the CFX Academy. But also through the strategies and entrepreneurial skills that we are focused on teaching during these end-of-month events. If you remember, the purpose for these end-of-month events was to celebrate member success and also give you foundationally some building blocks to create entrepreneurial skills that could propel you forward if you've attempted to be successful and free yourself financially in the past and have only been met with resistance and perhaps frustration. We wanted to also play a role as your partner in business and give you some strategic advancements and advantages through primarily experience, but also remember, we're doing a bit of a book report together as well. We're all reading Think and Grow Rich together during the course of this year as well. So I just wanted to play that short video and ground this meeting in purpose. Now, we're going to quickly run through our table of contents for today. We're going to speak about cryptocurrency market conditions right at the very front of this. Now, it's important that you understand as members that we hear everything. All of our leaders in CFX bring everything to us. We know what's going on in social media. We know what's going on in the chats, and we know what's going on in the conditions that are pro CFX. And those of you who are dissatisfied with your experience, for a variety of reasons. And those of you who are cynical or critical, even if you're not part of this platform, we pay attention to all of these things. And as a result, we want to make sure that we address many things that are being shared in regards to this platform. Some, of course, are complete silliness and often, unfortunately, get our members worked up, especially newer members that don't have a lot of experience in home-based business. And so we're going to make sure we help ground the truth of what's happening in the cryptocurrency markets and, of course, what's happening with CFX in reality, so you can all heave a deep sigh of relief and understand very clearly that we know exactly what we're doing as a company moving forward. You can relax in the insurance that this is going to be a platform that you will be able to enjoy and profit from for years to come. We're going to talk about a new back office feature. We're going to talk about sharing some perspective as it relates to a variety of things over this past month. We're going to obviously get into our Think and Grow Rich chapter. We're going to talk a little about becoming an entrepreneur and the system for success that you've all been exposed to. We're going to also get into some corporate updates and then cover member advancements. So because this particular month has had a great deal of uncertainty with market conditions, and as a result has caused a chain reaction to a variety of different things that are happening not only in CFX, but in any company that has anything to do with cryptocurrency space, we're going to shove that right to the very front of our presentation and push our other typical items back. So one of the beautiful things, of course, about shoving this to the front of our presentation is we have an opportunity to hear from our fearless leader, CEO, and co-founder of CFX, not only at the end of this presentation when we talk about member celebration, but we're also have an opportunity to speak with 𝙏𝙗𝙧 and listen to some very wise words from him right now and during the course and throughout of this presentation. 𝙏𝙗𝙧, please feel free to take the reins.
Thank you very much, John, for the introduction and, of course, for your great leadership and work behind the marketing actions in our company and leading many teams. Guys, how are you? Welcome from all the countries. Wow, I'm blown away. Like always. You guys are amazing. You guys are the one amazing. It's incredible, and in this month of May, how much we grow as a company. And as you remember how the diamonds are shaped, they come out of the carbon, really dark carbon, and then it comes out a beautiful shaped stone diamond. And that is what is I've been seeing in the company with all of you, great directors this month, many managers. We're going to talk about and cover at the end. But I just wanted to tell you guys that, like you, the same way the company is being shaped. Like you, we as a company going through pains and going through developments in order to grow into the next step. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about a little bit the cryptocurrency condition right now. Because this is not a new news, it's not something that happened suddenly. It happened before. It happened in 2013. It happened in 2017. It happens now. And I wanted to talk to you about also what it is or how it is to build a real business. I know that many platforms out there, keep the members happy, do whatever it takes to not shake things up. And because, they're gone after 3 to 6 months. And what happened is that in real life, we have real situation. In real businesses, we have real situations. And that's why many billions of dollars, if you can slide up, John, many billions of dollars in the current market were liquidated after a sell-off and a lot of thought in the cryptocurrency industry. If you look at the chart that I'm presenting right now, we're talking about relative unrealized loss that it happens time to time when the market dip. And what is going on is that this is nothing compared what happened in November 2018. The market dip was 114% dip down, and unrealized losses were staggering numbers. And recently, in 2020, in March, it went down 44%. So now what we're seeing right now is because the price is so high that market condition seems very more deep, but we're close to 9.5%, and the market cap down $65 billion and unrealized losses. So what I mean, and if you can translate this, we are in a bull run market, and like traders have patience to make the win, and in real life you have patience to achieve what you are going to achieve. You have to go through 4-year college and university to graduate, and incredible, most of the people quit to universities. So what I'm talking about, patience in business and in real life, is this what we are seeing right now. Now, if you are new in cryptocurrency and you see the price of the Bitcoin in 64,000 and suddenly it goes down to 30, you be with with your hands in your head wondering, what the heck is this? No, this is normal to stabilize the market, and it's healthy for the market, actually. And if you study history, it always correct 50%, 55% in a bull run. In 2017, as I remember like now, the Bitcoin was 14,000 and it went down to 7,500, before to hit the 20,000. So this is a bull market. And if you go into the next slide, John, you will see that right now, FOD was something that floated the industry in cryptocurrency, starting with CEOs of car companies that I will not mention his name because it doesn't worth it, but making announcement and taking advantages of the crypto industry that he recently joined because he's a newbie, and fought in China like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when the crypto goes notice and it makes people life better. They announced that their policy in the environmental policy is not good. So this chart here shows a lot of the miners selling after this fought with China and selling into the exchange. And when you produce only 900 BTC per day and you realize that miners are obligated to distribute their BTC like 300 BTC per day, is almost half of the production that is being sold. Now, a good news is institutional buyers are out there again buying more BTC. We are in the middle of the biggest bull run so far. We are not even seeing the high top in the industry. And I have a point after all this talking with the BTC and the market condition. It all leads to a understanding better what is happening. It all leads that it's not the end of the world for the BTC, like it didn't what it didn't was for in 2012, 13, or in 2017, 18 when it dipped down, but it dipped down at the end of the bull run. We're not even close to the end of the bull run because those numbers grew 3, 4x, 5x, and we just grew 1x. so far. So we are far away from ending the bull market. And I know a lot of thought out there also regarding our company, because our company is holding up and managing through difficult situations in the current time with our payment methods. That for sure we're going to talk about a little bit about some ideas in the payment methods to so you can be edified about it, and you have more knowledge about other stable coins and things that you're wondering, okay, how you don't use another payment method. We're going to cover all that, so just stay put there. But my point regarding the market is that we are a company that have a team of people, expert people working behind the scenes. We're not just a company that came in for 1 year, 2 years. We're just a baby company. We're just starting. We are going through the pain of the growth, and we're managing all that pain along with you. Unfortunately, we need to be together and working together towards our goals, because we are in this together. We work for you guys, and we want to create one of the best companies out there in MLM and in the crypto space, in Forex market. By the way, we have some great news on that too. And we got a lot of leaders excited about that already. I'm not gonna say anymore, but let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. We're gonna we're gonna share more later on. But growing pains, I know Junkineer has really interesting stuff about those growing pains that companies usually go through. And in this case, it's not the end of the world, guys. It's just 3 weeks. We're just clearing up already payments from the 12th, from the 13th, from the 14th, and we just half month away to clearing this up. And look at the market. The market comes and go 40, 30, 32, 35. We're doing every day, making things worth it for not losing money. I'm gonna do a question for you guys. When you do a business, you do a business to lose money and keep your customer happy, or do you do a business for making money and do your customers happy? First one, right? First one, right? So in order to ensure stability, I think I have a lot of people that have jobs, and they have 1 paycheck a month. They even have 2 paycheck a month. And you know what is the worst? That it's only a paycheck. They're not making wages. They're not making income. They just making a paycheck, and they have to wait. Most of them, they already own the money. They already have the debt to get rid of that money. If you go and analyze what we're doing, and you use the most common sense of all senses, you realize that this slide here is what happened to people with information. If I ask you a question and I said, look, if the company needs to lose 30 or 40 million dollars in order to make people and members happy for 2 weeks of paycheck or payouts, do you make them happy? Don't explain anything, just pay them out to keep them quiet, because we're just here for the short term. We're gonna be out of here anyway. Just pay them to shut them out. Pay them and lose the 30 million. Who cares? I'm reading you guys. I'm reading you the chat. I'm reading the chat. I mean, this is common sense, guys. It's not rocket science. It's just common sense. Now, if you look at the chart and you see 2011, it went down badly. corrected the hell out of it, and went up 2x. 2013, correct 50%. Grew after the correction 3x. Do you remember 2017? I make the story for you. It went up to 14,000 and then went back to 7.5, 8,000, and then boom, hit 20,000. And it always happened in the year after the halving. 2012, it was the halving. 2013, explode. 2016 was the halving. And 2017, the Bitcoin explode. And then what happened in May 2020? Guess what? The halving. And what is happening in 2021? Explode to the roof at 64,000. But you know what? That's nothing. We don't even close on the all-time high on this moment. And I'm gonna give you. No, I'm not gonna give you anything. I'm just sharing an advice of what I'm doing, and you can pick that up if you like. If you think if it makes sense for you, you can pick that up for yourself. Save crypto. Ensure your future. Put some saving. Don't waste this historical time that we're living. Your kids is gonna, they're gonna be grateful to you. Your kids is gonna be, thanking you for that.
Well, they probably won't, but they should.
Yeah, they should. They should. No, it's because we're gonna cover a little bit about. And I'm sorry, guys, and I'm talking too much, and the time is short. But we got tons of stuff to talk about. But let me tell you, we're gonna cover about people waiting until the last minute to upgrade, and that's what you do when you don't take care of your business, when you live in day by day, and you don't plan for your future. And this company, we're making sure that we are here for the long run, and we are demonstrating that. Why? Because we don't talk about what we can't deliver. Why don't you analyze the facts? And I'm gonna cover, more ahead about 3 steps on 3 advices that you should follow to get rid of the stress and the negative, and overcome that to make it a success. I'm gonna cover those 3 things ahead with our friend Napoleon Hill ahead and my friend John Kinnear. But this is what I'm talking to you guys. Can you go back a little bit just to close this and tell everybody that we are ensuring with patience and good management the future of the company. $8,000 million were liquidated in the option future trading. Nobody was expecting this correction at this point. And it's normal. And people will keep going forward. Now, if you have to sell, like the miners being forced to sell their Bitcoin because they need to establish in somewhere else and not in China because of the government pressure, what they do, they need to sell. They panic, they need to sell. If you must, you sell. Now, if you can hold and deal with it in the best way possible, have patience. And that's called good management, good administration. You're worried about 3 weeks of payout? Come on. Come on. Let's move on, John, because I think it's the most common sense of all sense, and I'm happy. So I will not get my mood to change about that.
Well, listen, I know why you're so excited about the slide that we were just showing, because full well from previous experience what is just around the corner. But the other thing that's very important, I think, to repeat very clearly is this is not insensitivity to financial stress that you members may be feeling. This is not what Waskar is talking about at all. And it's certainly not what I would be talking about or anyone else
Thank you,
at
John.
CFX.
Thank you, John.
This is all about building a platform that is going to be here for years to come to create the future that you're looking for, not only for yourself, but people you care about.
Yeah, it's really important that we understand that that's why I said that we are in this together, and it's a growing pain, because as the company evolves and we're looking for different ways to move ahead, I know that you go through difficult times, and we are very aware of that. And that's why we're going to announce today a few options and few features. There are our team and our people are together putting our brains to work in solutions in different angles without hurting the company or hurting the member. And we're going to see it. And now I'm going to ask John to explain a little bit why we don't pay in stable coins, because I know a lot of great thinker and professionals in our CFX family always share ideas, and comment and try to be proactive, recommending us or suggesting us different ways how to improve faster payout. And I can tell you, it's been fast when the market is, if we didn't have the tool that we have now, oh my God, I mean, we have to wait 2 months because right now we clear out the first week of May, and we are ahead the second week already. No, we cleared the first 2 weeks of May, and we are moving forward all day long. We're moving forward. The moment the market gives us the space and stability, we just boom, we put our team together and we clear it out. But the market is being, like I explained to you, the market is not being consistent to allow us to protect the funds that you trust us to protect and to be consistent with the payouts. Now, why we don't pay in a stable coin, John? Why is that?
If it's okay, I'm just going to share about 15 or 20 seconds of information in regards to that new technology, since it was just brought up, because it is playing a huge role, especially in times of volatility, to make sure that moving forward, we're able to get members paid out up to date as quickly as possible. So one of the things that was a focus in developing this new software that's managed by the company is that when payouts happen, they can happen in much larger batches. And when I refer to batches is the number of members. So instead of dozens of members, now hundreds of members. And what it means is it doesn't insulate the company from volatility. There's nothing that can do that. That's an outside source. What it means is that in smaller windows, we can more quickly push more BTC out to more members.
Exactly.
So it is a huge advantage from where you're sitting right now. You may be asking yourself, we've heard about this new payment situation. How come it's not benefiting us? Well, it is benefiting you. It just doesn't sometimes, it's sometimes not that obvious.
Exactly. Thank you, John.
Okay, stablecoins. So there's some very good stablecoins in the cryptocurrency space, and these are now essentially company names that all of you are very familiar with. In fact, most of you that are paying attention to the cryptocurrency market have just been shaking your head watching what Binance Coin has done since I think it was around $20 or $40 in 2017, our last run, and at our last peak, I think it passed $600. Truly amazing. Yep. Many of you are probably holding Binance Coin because Binance is the largest exchange in the world, and a lot of you, to drop your fees, just naturally decided to buy Binance and were able to benefit from this increase. USD Coin is also very popular, but of course the most popular is Tether. And Tether gets, I can't remember the term they use. It's minted or produced in the millions and millions and millions of Tether. And that's the one that most commonly we're hearing from members. Why don't you guys just pay us in USDT? There's no fluctuation of the price and we can be done with it. There's always a bigger picture, and we want to help you understand a little bit of that bigger picture now as to why we haven't already swung, for example, everything over to Tether as an example. There's an extremely significant responsibility that the company has to the members in CFX. And you also need to remember that many, in the tens of thousands and perhaps beyond, of those members have no experience in the cryptocurrency space. And so the company needs to make sure it doesn't lead members down a path. It doesn't create a new behavior or a new habit or a new normal for members that have no experience to draw on for themselves. And one of those new normals that we could create is paying members in USDT and then thinking that USDT should be the default currency in the cryptocurrency space when it isn't. Bitcoin is the default currency in the cryptocurrency space. And so you could easily have thousands and thousands of members starting to accumulate and hold Tether because of a lack of experience. So let's just talk about a couple of things. And this is absolutely not a criticism, and please don't take it that way. We're simply talking about the unknown. And there's so much that's unknown when it comes to especially Tether USDT. The Defiant, some of you follow this. They have a very, very large following online and blogs and also YouTube as well. The whole point behind the cryptocurrency space, and all of you know this if you've been watching any videos in the cryptocurrency space, is transparency, decentralization. And that's exactly how Tether is not operating. In fact, they were forced, this was not voluntary, they were forced quite recently in March to release a quarterly report. And in that quarterly report, where only 3 or 4 years ago, Tether was claiming that 100% of their coins were backed by dollars, 100%. And it turns out in this most recent quarterly report that 2.95% of Tether is backed by dollars. Now, that does not mean that Tether is going to fall. That does not mean that it's going to fail. What it means, of course, is if everyone that held Tether wanted to convert their Tether into cash, only 2.95% of them would be able to do so. Now, that's rarely going to happen because Tether is usually going to be a holding coin when someone's moving out of BTC or Ethereum, and they can weather a drop and then simply swing right back in. So that's why we're not predicting or accusing of any wrongdoing or any problems. What we're saying is it's not the answer for us at this point in time of how tens of thousands of members around the world are going to be paid out. But rather, we need to focus on consistency. And one of the most consistent and important things when members are teaching new members is avoiding transactional errors, avoiding members losing their earnings, whether it's trading gains or whether it's reward plan earnings. And that can easily be done when too much is put on new members that are new to the cryptocurrency space. The other thing, of course, is that there's a great deal of programming and back testing. Look how long we ultimately had to wait for our new payment software. And that's because of the back testing. The amount of back testing that had to be done for the sums that are being moved through payment systems, and then auditing. Wasgard mentioned on one of our end of month presentations, I believe, line by line, every single line of code had to be checked by an auditor to make sure there was no mistakes. It's incredible amount of man hours that go into those types of things. It's not just simply taking a widget and plugging it into your back office and then fingers crossed. The downside risk is too great. Now, you also have to remember, though, that phase 2 for CFX is coming. And phase 2 is going to bring a lot of surprises with it. It's going to bring a lot of new tech with it and some very, very exciting things. So we're certainly not saying that alternate options are not going to be part of the CFX future. We're just saying at this point in time, Tether, USDT, or Binance Coin are not going to be part of your payment options.
Yeah, it's duplicity, duplication, avoid cross-chain network transactions. I mean, we receive some Bitcoin Cash, people who send Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin network. And the end result of that is to lose their funds. So we got tons of tickets in financial support, and it is very difficult to keep it up with that because it takes time each one by one to review the hashes and all that information to make sure that it's accurate. So to have having thousands of people joining your business in the company every month, and to have to teach two things when they don't know about one. Think about it, guys. It's not just one tiny implementation. Just pay in a stable coin. That's it. No, it is a lot more deeper than that. Thank you, John. Very well explained. And I hope you guys understand how things are in deepness. And it is our duty to educate our members and our family. That's what we want, to make things clear for you. And then you are aware that we are listening to the leadership and to our members. That, for me, that's the most important thing, because we build this company for you guys. We are the company that we are because of the members that we have. Not the one that quits and go to make YouTube videos. No, not those ones. But the one that stays and change their lives. Go ahead, Joe.
We also know that, the membership of CFX is busy. And while, in my humble opinion, no one should ever send Bitcoin Cash to CFX, because that money is gone. That's why
cross-chain network transaction. You only send BTC. That's it.
Well, that's why two separate warnings pop up in any wallet or exchange when you're sending Bitcoin Cash. Are you sure that you're sending this to the Bitcoin network? Are you sure that this is the address that you want to be using? And in a perfect world, this would never happen once, because members would have the time to be on Zoom and be guiding their new members through this process if they're new. But we also understand that all of you are busy and that you can't always be monitoring every single step of your new members. But that only strengthens our argument as to why not USDT at this time as well, because we know you won't always have the time to be managing and monitoring new members that are just going to be lost with the transition of this magnitude. Okay, so we are going to move on from this point and talk about something that I know that the directors and above, I should say, who received a sneak peek, were awfully excited about this coming announcement.
Wow. I know a lot of happy people, and I know a lot of excitement in most of the leadership groups since last night, when we listen what the issues of the condition of the market was doing, and having to have patience to wait for your withdrawal was doing to your growth in your teams, and probably the possibility of not being able to upgrade your account because of not having the funds. So that's why we speed it up, and we have meetings really, really fast with the programming team, and we'll make it happen for all of you guys. As last night, it is live, the ability of renew and upgrade your pack using your withdrawal. So now we have an internal withdrawal that you can process, and then instead of arriving to your wallet right away, you can not delay and just upgrade your package right away. So this is, guys, this is tremendously well done, because it connects everything that you've been working for with your achievement, and you can move faster in your business. I know a lot of people that unfortunately wait for the last minute to upgrade, and they don't have the money to buy the whole package, because if they are in a $7,000 package and they need to upgrade to 10,000, they only need 3,000. But if they don't do it in time, they will have to renew with the full $7,000. So I know a lot of cases like that, where people, unfortunately have to use the money and they don't save the part that is for taking care of their businesses, and they use all of it for their expenses. So that's the goal here with this feature, that you can speed up and then you don't have to go through that pain of losing your package upgrade. So if you go through, it's really simple, John. It's 1, 2, 3. It's fast and easy. You click on the upgrade and renew button in your back office. You're gonna see display packages that you want to upgrade for. You hit the package, and then right away below the package, you will see the drop down menu with that beautiful payment method, and then you choose the payment method, which is BTC or withdrawing from your balance wallet, and then you click confirm. It tells you in the invoice right away the fees of the withdrawal. It goes directly and take it out of your wallet into balance, and then send it to the wallet company directly, and then boom, your package is already purchased. And the best thing is, this withdrawal is like any other. It triggers commission in the matrix. You can see the boom of your team growing and exponential. And I know that tomorrow matrix commission is going to blow away most of the teams, because I know already a lot of people using this option and taking advantage of this great opportunity, which allow you to make more residual income because you have a bigger package, more levels in your matrix because you upgrade your package, and you're one step closer to achieve a bigger income. So I feel really happy, John. Really, really happy with this.
And the most important thing, of course, is at the very least, while you're being delayed, regretfully delayed in receiving your BTC earnings, at the very least, it means it doesn't have to hold up your business success.
Exactly. You're gonna still receiving your withdrawal, of course, and this is only a future solution. And of course, there is always concerns, and I'm gonna pass through John because he explained it a lot better. Some of those concerns that probably the member could have with this option.
Yeah, there's always concerns, and we're going to talk about 3 of them right now. First of all, overcoming BTC market condition, which is what we're going through right now, volatility in the market condition, payout delays. It's what many of you are experiencing, and we're very aware of it because we see the social media posts and we see the messages from you in support. I really want to make sure that all of you understand that there is the highest intention and highest focus on the company to get all of those back completely up to date. Nobody likes being behind. The company certainly doesn't like being behind, because the man hours it takes to do all of the other work in running CFX and developing items. When we get backlogs like this, it just throws everybody's schedule off. So nobody likes it. We know that you like it the least because you're not receiving. But it's important that you understand that this new feature is not being viewed by the company as a solution. The solution, obviously, is stability in the market and you receiving your BTC withdrawals within 24, 48, 72 hours of you asking for them. But this is still a tool that one can use to make sure your business grows on a schedule you would like to see it grow in those times where we are seeing severe volatility in the market.
Another positive note that I just realized now, John, is that when you upgrade in this way, you make it faster because it's instant. You don't have to wait for blockchain confirmations. You avoid any type of error or mistakes, and it's just a tremendous advantage using that upgrade option as a solution.
Absolutely. Now, here, this is very important. There are issues where CFX members, many of you, because some of you have been waiting 2 weeks, going on 3 for a withdrawal request. We know that some of you are going to be really close to capping out. So if you're watching this live, or if you're hearing of this update through a friend, you especially will need to be the members to go into your back office and do your upgrade immediately. because obviously we don't want you, as Waskard mentioned earlier, the biggest challenge for some of you that just don't have the extra resources, if you've planned, let's say, for the $3,000, budgeted for the $3,000 as an upgrade versus a full $7,000 as a rebuy. I do want to say, though, remember, for those of you who maybe are new and were listening to that, remember there is no downside to having buy a brand new trade package. Remember, that's buying a brand new trade package is how all of your bear and bull numbers are reset to zero. And so there is no financial liability or penalty in buying new versus an upgrade. At some point through your climb up the trade package ladder, especially if you are focusing on automated trading and you're not actually building a CFX team, at some point through your climb of that trade package ladder, you're going to need to buy new packages anyway. You can't simply upgrade your way all the way to a $100,000 trade package. And if you don't completely understand that, not a worry, simply climb your leadership upline line until someone that you speak with can adequately explain that to you. So
I want to add another thing, because I see people asking about when this is live. I can tell you it's live since last night, guys. And this point number 2 on your screen right now, CFX member capping, it needs extra attention. It means that a lot of people is using already this function, and probably you're accumulating a lot of commissions because of your team are upgrading and buying and renewing their packages. And for that matter, you know, you need to pay attention, and you need to log into your account, and you can see the growth of your commissions to avoid capping out faster, because everybody is using this option, and you might, you know, be getting paid faster. So it's a really important point on number 2. It will accelerate the volume in the upgrades in the whole thing.
And the other thing that is important is that some of you watching this presentation will cap out. And I want you to understand there is no penalty if you cap out. You're not costing yourself any more money. The only thing that's happening, of course, is you are being required to buy a brand new trade package where your bear and bull will be reset to zero and have the opportunity to earn potentially 200% on your bear and 200% on your bull. So it may be a challenge to some of you to find the extra resources, but rest assured, of course, that once you do that and have a brand new trade package, if you do cap out, you'll continue to earn on your way to 200% both bear and bull. And you'll be, at some point, remember, everybody needs to buy a brand new trade package anyway. So I want you just to keep that in perspective. Okay, it's not going to be the end of the world if you do cap out. Just behave accordingly and make sure you do your full upgrade. And this will be a resource available for you in the future. And then the last point. Now, transparency is critically important in all of the things that we do here. You need to understand that there are certain behaviors of a money game, as an example. And we're going to talk without being specific. Since CFX launched, we're closing in now. We're closing in on 23 months. That is a very significant amount of time. And over that period of time, CFX members with the best of intentions have brought me a variety of different cryptocurrency trading and Forex trading platforms and arbitrage platforms and many other different types of platforms. I've probably watched, I don't want to exaggerate, maybe 15 different platforms that probably all started with the best of intentions, all close in the period of time that CFX is open and is now continuing to run strong. Now, there are some behaviors that money games, so these are platforms that don't open with the best of intentions. Waskar was hinting to this earlier, and I'm going to be more specific now. There are some platforms that open and they make sure that your experience as a member is as perfect as it can be. And they would never be even a minute in delaying a payment to you. And the reason is any delayed payment to you obviously challenges your confidence about a platform. And we understand that very clearly. But the reason these money game platforms never want to challenge your confidence is because they want you to pour as much money into that platform and recommend it to others as often and frequently as you can, because it is their intention in many cases to not last longer than 6 months or 8 months or 12 months. And I hate to be so cynical to say that some companies start with the plan to fail and take your BTC with it, but that's just one of the cold hard facts of life on the internet and in the cryptocurrency space. And if you don't believe it, join them all. Join them all for $100 or $200 or $300 and watch what happens. There are some behaviors now in bullet point number 3 that many of these platforms that have no intention of lasting long term will do. And one of those things, of course, is that money that you've earned inside your back office, you can use to sign up new members. And you can also send those gains to other members. Now, when we're talking about legal issues regarding moving and managing money in your back office, using your own gains to upgrade your account is completely fine. Where there are issues with potential tax avoidance or money laundering is when you have the freedom to send money to others or to buy a trade package, a new package for a new member. Those things are not allowed, and they're still not allowed in the new system. Oscar, do you want to speak to that point?
No, I think they got quite understanding on that. I mean, we don't have internal transfer funds. We don't have using your balance. We don't have such things. You know, you cannot pay with your balance other members' packages. This is not what this is. You know, this is not what it is. We have an accounting department. We have everything very, very transparent and clear in our company, and that's why we're here, because we don't play with people's money, and we're not here, you know, just to you know, that play games. So you have a new feature to withdraw your earnings. You withdraw this feature. You withdraw, and instead of going to your wallet, it goes directly to company's wallet to make it faster, and you have the ability of everything that we already talk about, say fees, time, errors, mistakes, and all that, and you can grow faster, you know, your business. So I think it's pretty clear, John.
We wanted to make this point number 3, most importantly, because most of you know how much money is being spent by CFX on legal teams, because obviously the long-term, when you talk about a long-term future and your product is trading or your product is Forex, there is obviously a registration and regulation and legals and compliance, and the list goes on and on and on. And we certainly don't need to spend a lot of time talking about it, but the making sure that these processes, when we add additional features for members, to make sure they're done properly and they're done compliantly. I mean, that's the first thing that we look at. And I'm sure your lawyers are probably on speed dial. You talk to them so often. So the reason that point number 3 is here is because we know that probably many of you are going to see a video on YouTube at some point about some new scheme or some new scam that CFX is up to. And you need to understand the difference between breaking rules in regards to money laundering or...
What are you talking about, John? What are you talking about? They already have the media done. They already made it.
The bottom line is, listen, we've done our homework on this. We want to make sure that this is a service to you, something that makes life easier for you, but we're not breaking rules in the process. So
very well said.
That's a good segue into sharing a little bit of perspective, because, you know, and listen, I'm not going to pick on YouTubers. I don't want to just pick on YouTubers. It's bloggers and websites, and the list goes on and on and on.
Hey, we love YouTube, by the way.
We do love YouTube. Yeah, and we love many YouTubers as well. And the thing is, as an entrepreneur, and of course, remember, these end-of-month meetings are largely based on helping you develop your entrepreneurial skills. Well, all entrepreneurs are challenged. There is never a circumstance where any entrepreneur has gone from their start to their ultimate success without receiving more challenges that they could probably count. And those are the things that harden you. Those are the things that really help you develop your mettle as a business person. And so one of the things that you do need to understand when you're watching reviews of anything, it could be a review of you. is that fear and negativity is ultimately an income source for individuals that make money online, blogging or vlogging or social media or websites or this. And honestly, it's no different than your local news. And I'm not being critical of local news either. Local news has been doing this for decades. The fact of the matter, and social psychologists will tell you, is that we will do more to avoid pain than we will do to gain pleasure. It's a sad fact. And it's one of the things that holds people back from success. The fact that we will do more to avoid pain than we will do to gain pleasure. Now, for those of you, and the reason that we're going through Think and Grow Rich, for those of you who get very, very clear on your objectives and why you want those objectives, why you want those goals, well, there's a switch that can happen where you'll do more to propel yourself forward, and pain is just a part of the process and you can handle it. But you do need to understand there's also a sick fascination with humans who slow down and watch car wrecks on the side of the road. That's how money is made when it comes to negativity and fear in media. It's just part of the process. So let's talk a little bit about corporate team transparency. If we were looking to create a money game for ourselves, as an example, first of all, mathematically, CFX would have had to have closed many, many months ago, because the more sensitive, the more aware that the general public becomes in regards to potential risk in online businesses, the higher the frequency that those participants start making withdrawals. And this is why you see so many games being played with money games, where they give members an incentive to keep funds in a system, turn those funds over, pay for other members, as we were just talking about, pay for other members to join the platform. And the other thing is where you'll see companies start to offer their own cryptocurrency. So these are the types of behaviors you're going to see in temporary programs that are looking to not only take your initial deposit, but they want all of your earnings as well. And so they're going to offer very significant incentives for you to send your earnings to them as well. Now, one of the things that you will often see as a common denominator with all of those platforms is that you never get to know who the owners of the platform are. If they're Chinese-based, generally they're very smart, and they'll have a COO, they'll have maybe some sort of marketing director, some sort of communications director, but these people unfortunately are often fall guys and end up taking a hit for unidentifiable money owners behind the platform. So we talk a little bit about corporate team transparency with CFX. When members ask me, you normally would never have access to Oscar, for example, or Edwin. I know that many of you have met them in person. Some of you have been to their homes. Most of you are going to have an opportunity to meet them in person again, because if you recall, and I say this every single Monday and Friday, CFX was always meant to be a live events company. And we're going to get back to there. That was always the intention. So all of you will have opportunities to tour corporate offices. And Waskar has an announcement, a little update on that, I think, later on as well. All of you will have an opportunity to come have dinner with the founders and key members of the corporate staff if you choose to take those opportunities in the future. This is something that money games just don't do. They can't take the risk because they want to end up in Fiji with your loot, and they don't want to be bothered by you.
It's important.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, I said that it's important to understand what the purpose and where the company coming from, you know? And we always here facing our community, pushing our business, working tirelessly. So that's one of the things that scammers don't do. We have open faces, open house, open social, personal media, and events like this, online events, and very open-minded, and you know, we're very reachable people. So this is something that you guys that are new members in our family and the CFX family, and that you are building. And there is something that I wanted to talk to you about your set of mind and the things that surround us, and how you allow information into your brain affect you or push you up. So I just wanted to add that, John.
Absolutely. In fact, I think we're done with this slide. I know for many of you, though, because a lot of leaders are reaching out to me and they're reaching out to others in the company, and it's new members that don't have quite as much experience. Perhaps their skin isn't quite as thick, and they will see companies fail, companies that perhaps they're also a member of in addition to CFX, or perhaps companies that friends were in and really proclaiming this to be a fantastic opportunity for them, only to have those platforms fail. And one very large one failed just this past week. And so when these things happen, we know that it just adds tension to the mindset of many people that are new to this space. And we understand why, but you also need to understand there's a very, very significant difference in the behavior of the founders of this platform versus the behavior of the founders in most platforms, including the one that just went down. No one knows who those owners are. They don't know what part of the world they're from. The company had a representation for corporate, and they had a marketing person, liaison, and that was it. And so when there was scheduled events and no one showed up to that event other than the leaders of the company, who do they turn to? They can't turn to anyone because no one knows who the owners are. That's typically how those platforms run. So we just wanted to take a couple of minutes during this presentation and make you just a little bit more sensitive and aware of that.
I want to add one last thing, John, regarding this. And I know people get anxious, especially the one less experienced one. It's incredible how to process those comments on social media from members of CFX. Probably they don't even are members, but some of them, they are, They have 1 week waiting for a withdrawal. They have 3 days, 4 days waiting for a withdrawal, and they slant to our social media staff. They're doing a wonderful and amazing job. And I just see these type of things, in my phone, people mocking of this information. And, we just kindly ask you to have some respect with people working behind social media. They are just like you. They are, they have feelings. They are, flesh and blood. They are breathing like you. And I don't think you need to be rude or, talk this way. And I'm going to tell you something, we are not here to take actions against members doing this, but I think we're going to come up with something in order to have some respect about, doing those type of things in social media. We're not kids, and you're running a personal business. And I think if you don't want to respect us as a company, as a community, you should respect the people working behind there, because they are people like you. They have to deal with you, and they do it with the best intentions and with the best attitude. So I think us as a company, we're going to take some, John, I think we need to take some actions against some of the people that are rude and they are, ruthless with those members in social media. I just want to add that because it
think
really
it's worth
bothers, not because they say something about us and the company, because, anybody can say whatever they want, because at the end of the day, time don't lie. I told you guys since the beginning, I can show up here, I can face you here, but time won't forgive me. Time won't lie to me. If I don't deliver, if I'm here facing you, talking one thing, time will take my face off, right? Time don't lie. It's recorded. We are here in YouTube. So if you don't want to respect us or the company that provide you with an opportunity, at least respect some members in the social media ladies. They are with the greatest spirit answering you and making the best of your day. I just
By the
wanted
way,
to say that.
these people that are behind the scenes, they all have marketing degrees, are social media experts. These are very skilled people and they take their job very seriously. If you all had a chance to meet them, and many of you will if you come to live events, you would really think twice before sending certain messages, because they're all very, very sweet. They take their job seriously and they really try to make sure that every person has a voice that's heard and their questions are answered. So I want to take a very short period of time because we are now at 10 minutes after the hour. We've got 20 more minutes to wrap things up. I want to share something with you since we were on the topic of perspective. I want to share a little bit about my very first network marketing experience. Now, I'm only going to take a couple of seconds to do this, but many of you have heard me mention the company that I was part of in my inauguration, my sort of baptism into network marketing. And it was really through watching a friend of mine earn a growing residual income that drew me into the platform that he was building. And this was a US-based company in the pharmaceutical space. It was a company that when I was exposed to it was more than 2 years old. And this is why I'm sharing this example with you now, because of course we're approaching 2 years old. And I want to give you a sense of what kind of challenges billion with a B, considered one of the best home-based business or network marketing companies in the world, what kind of challenges they were facing after two and a half years. So I wanted to pull up a couple of things for you to see. Now, take a look at some of the dates on some of these things. This is going to give you a sense of perception of some of the people in the world today, not only the cynicism that's in the world today, but some of the way that certain individuals look at the world. And it's going to make it quite obvious to you that you can't please all of the people all of the time. So this is obviously the company that I spent many, many years. And just to give you a background, so I got involved in this platform. I built it for several years. I'm still a member. I still earn a very, very good income. And I stopped building the platform essentially about 18 years ago. So take a look at some of these. Brutally honest review. Many of you are going to mention, maybe it's the same brutal honest review that we've seen as well. Brutal, quite an interesting word. Scam alerts on Reddit. Look at this, the types of things. I too just lost someone. So very, very dramatic. And some of these are not that old either. And so this, I wanted to show these with you to give you a sense of the mindset of the people writing the posts. And now I'm going to give you a sense of the reality of the situation. I've earned many, many millions of dollars from this platform. And in fact, American Business Awards Best in Business Company of the Year was a review, an award they received recently, but by some very high profile sources. We're also considered the #1 brand of the year. Just so you understand, in the US and Canada, there are only 2 manufacturers out of hundreds of manufacturers that manufacture their product to a pharmaceutical standard. That's the same standard that drug manufacturers have to use. And this is one of those companies. And people are saying that they're a scam. 40 million meals in 2,600 countries through their Giving Back Foundation. This is an interesting one for those of you who enjoy athletics. So there's a big focus with this company because their products are at a pharmaceutical standard. They actually put up $1 million to back any athlete that ever tested positive in their rigorous Olympic doping or their Olympic testing. If they ever tested positive for anything, the company has $1 million put up to support that athlete to fight that. And in fact, in the last 2 Winter Olympics, if you were to total all the bronze, all the silvers, and all the golds that USANA athletes won, they would have been, as a nation, the second winningest nation in the last 2 Winter Olympics. And then lastly, their facilities, the insane amount of money that's been spent in manufacturing pharmaceutical caliber facilities, over 100,000 square foot facility, 2 of those, one in Asia, one in America, 100,000 square foot manufacturing at a pharmaceutical standard. Remember, pharmaceutical standard means that the Food Protection Branch or the TGA, it's called in Australia, or the FDA, or any country around the world their regulators randomly can go into a manufacturing facility, stop the run, pull a test out, and make sure that everything that they're proclaiming that they have in a product is actually in that product. That's the standard that they have to hold themselves to when they decide to be a pharmaceutical grade manufacturer. And yet, those are the kind of posts that you see online. So the reason that I wanted to share that with you was simply that for those of you who are taking a beating as CFX members, I just wanted you to understand that everybody in this space takes a beating. And this is why we focus on talking about entrepreneurship, being a business owner, developing tough skin, getting passionate about what you're doing, because you can't please all of the people all of the time. There are cynics out there, and there's no way around it. Don't forget, those that have tried and failed often slide into that role of cynicism. And if they can't make money doing what you're doing, building a team in CFX, well, maybe they can make a few dollars creating some videos and posting them on YouTube. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the chapters that we were on most recently, chapters 37 to 43. The focus was on faith, and we talked quite a while about Andrew Carnegie and ultimately selling his steel company to JP Morgan for, imagine that number, $480 million in 1901.
Wow.
That was around the middle of the Industrial Revolution. So, JP Morgan, when he changed the name of the company to American Steel, went on to continue to make great sums of money. And of course, the beginning, chapters 37, 38, 39, we were talking about faith, and a large focus was put on Mahatma Gandhi. And so if you didn't have a chance to read those end of month call, make sure you get in and read those chapters, because there was some really valuable content. There's one more thing I want to share in regards to our Think and Grow section before we wrap this call up. And that is, in the beginning, in chapter 37, there was a guideline for almost like a morning mantra or a morning meditation for you to write down and for you to sign your name to. And I want all of you to understand, when I was first thinking about this idea of going through a constructive, beneficial book for all of us during these end of month meetings, it was Waskar that recommended that maybe Think and Grow Rich would be a good starting point. I think maybe partly is because he has already read it probably a dozen times and he knew he wouldn't have to read it again. But I think that the other point is, of course, I think this book is probably, as a young entrepreneur, maybe had some significant benefits for you. So I'm going to show this one section that I wrote down when I was listening, because I'm listening to this before every end of month call. And make sure that you really dig into these sections, because there was a lot of value in these particular chapters. So this is right from Napoleon Hill. I've clearly written down my definiteness is what that's supposed to say. I should have changed that. Definiteness, chief aim in life, and will never stop working towards its attainment. I fully realize that no significant achievement in life may endure unless built upon truth and justice, and therefore will engage in no transaction unless it benefits all whom it affects. Those of you who are Stephen Covey fans, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, remember win-win, habit 4? That certainly is going to be where Stephen Covey pulled that from. I will succeed by attracting myself to forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve my purpose because of my willingness to serve the purpose of others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism through a focus of love for all humanity, fully understanding that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will encourage others to believe in my purpose through my believing in their purpose. And these are things that are critically important to us. They're important to the founders, both Edwin and Waskar. And I know, even though I haven't spoken with Edwin about this, I already know that he would be passionate about signing his name to such a thing as well. And I think this is not only an opportunity maybe for you to comment on this, Waskar, but anything else you want to discuss that might relate, please feel free.
Yeah, I just mentioned before, I mean, I really love this stuff. I mean, this book is a masterpiece. I don't believe anybody can achieve faster if you know, if you don't read this book, I mean, this book is like the map for achieving whatever you want to achieve. And I just wanted to add this real quick. What the garden is your mind. You know, everybody's mind is like a garden. What you seed there is what you harvest. And this is all about this. What this book is all about. It's what you put into your subconscious mind. Imagine you reading this statement, what you have in front of you, and you sign this, and you read it every day. And imagine if you read it a couple of times a day, guys. But I know that what we were talking about before, John, about the YouTube, the negative thoughts, the negative situation, the problems that we had financially, the kids, the jobs, the colleague, you know, things that, you know, you woke up in the morning and, you know, you have a headache or whatever it happens to you, you end up being saturated by your thoughts, because 90% of our thoughts are negative all the time. Your towards goes to negative all the time. And if you're not aware of those thoughts constantly, you end up being caught up by them. So the most incredible and simple thing is that we can choose our thoughts. And people don't realize that. We can choose what we want to think. Imagine that. You have the power. So if you put your seat in front of the TV and you start watching, you know, let's say real, how they call it now, real TV shows?
Reality TV.
Yeah, reality show. They are really fun. I was, you know, changing channels the other day in the hotel room, and I end up in the TV, you know, MTV reality show. Oh my God. I spent like 15 minutes, man. It was so cool. It was so fun. And then I said, oh my God, what I'm doing? I have so much things to do. And then I change the channel and turn the TV off, you know. And this is what happened in real life. Every time, guys, you end up, you know, being caught up with with your thoughts and the negative stream that you put into your brain. Everything's around us. And John said it before, you know, it's like the news does to you. So you plan stuff in your subconscious, you watch things, and who happened to watch TV some moment, and then as the TV goes moving forward, you feel your body feeling heavy, and you feel heavier and heavier, you know, as the TV goes down, and even you feel anxiety. Even watching an horror movie or anything, you feel the anxiety inside of you, you know. And when you finish the TV show, you feel like crap. It's because you're allowing that to enter into your system. And I just wanted to share, you know, a few things or exercise to overcome this, you know. And one of the thing is practice being in the moment. Practice when you open your eyes in the morning, you know, feel what is around you. If you don't have that mantra that that you say out loud when you wake up, you know, and if you go to the kitchen to do something or whatever you're doing, like it doesn't require full attention, like concentration, but it's more mechanical, you know, just feel your surroundings, detox yourself, unplug yourself from all this toxic environment, and you know, and feel aware. You know, sometimes I just stand up, like when I end this meeting, I'm going to stand up, I'm going to open the doors here, and I'm going to breathe the breeze of the ocean, and I'm going to be feel present, and I'm going to be thankful, and I'm going to feel peace by enjoying, you know, feel grateful. And probably you don't understand the magnitude of doing this exercise, but it's just simple. One, avoid putting yourself information that is toxic into your mind, because what you seed is what you harvest. And by doing that, you're already ahead of the game. If you put only things that is going to benefit you, and if you think in something negative, you can shift right away. If you practice, you're gonna be aware of that. Then second, have your moment of unplug yourself. Unplug yourself. Third, read this. Write down what you want, everything in the future that you want to achieve, like it's present and it's already done and fulfilled. I know, guys, that you listen this a million times. Probably you saw somewhere else. You listen some motivational speaker keynote talking about this. But I just want to asking you guys, how many of you have a piece of paper, a notebook, or a diary written of the things that you want in life? Just material stuff, spiritual stuff, whatever, career stuff, just written down. I see a few hands. But if you don't have, start there, and it's not just a bucket list. It is more like a declaration, like this one. Like this declaration here is very, very powerful, of what the things that you're grateful for, that you want already, that you already won, but you're grateful because you already have it. You're declaring and be specific. I just wanted to share that because we've been surrounding John for so many things in the social media space, so much negativity, so much toxic information, people that feel empty inside, just want to drag you down onto that toxic environment. And there's a lot of hate out there, but we can fight with a lot of love, knowledge, professionalism, helping others, and all that. I guarantee you it will beat all the negativity out there. God bless you guys. Did you want to share this, a little bit of just a piece of advice that I already doing, and I keep doing it because it helps a lot.
That's wonderful stuff. Amen. Thanks, buddy.
Of course.
The life is a gift, and it's easy to lose sight of that when we're busy, and it's easy to lose sight of that when we're being preyed upon by people who know that we're nervous. They know that we're watching our friends participate in a platform that just went down. And it's so important that you all remember, anytime, if you choose to let some of that in and watch some of those third-party blogs, you need to understand that the person that's doing the review has no inside information. They don't know any more than you do. It's only speculation. And when you're watching them, you can see that it's only speculation. But if you're fearful, it gives that speculation more of a voice than it really should have. Wasker, you'll find it interesting, actually. My best buddy, Michael, and myself started yoga as part of our routine to ground ourselves.
That's amazing.
Yeah, in the morning. So,
wow.
And of course, he, myself, and some other friends are using that personal trainer 5 days a week. And so these are ways that I find as I'm getting a little older, not only taking the time to meditate and ground yourself at the beginning of every day, but also stretch my achy joints every morning is also helpful.
So you start listening to your bones in the morning.
Got to do it.
Very good. Very good.
So you're all the captains of your lives. You all are, but sometimes not on purpose, but because of a lack of awareness, we give that control away to other entities. All right. Go ahead, Wasker, sorry.
No. I was gonna say that for many of you, we got still a couple of announcements. They're gonna be fast. So
We're gonna wrap up in 3 minutes.
Yep, let's go ahead.
Now, one of the things that because we knew we had so much content for today, we have pushed back our success system training. And one of the reasons it was important that we push it back is the section that we're on, that now is going to be June, is massive. It's really the stuff that all of you ask for all the time. So what we're going to be covering in June is, of course, having a success buddy or a partner, and how critically important practice is with you becoming an expert at all the facets of this system. B, a script, the advantages that a proven system that's scripted can bring to you. Social media, we're going to talk about now we're going to talk about the positives of social media, how not to abuse it, but how to use it for your benefit. Also, the success from home website. All the heavy lifting is already done for you. And the last is the mentor rank and how important that is, laying a foundation as your fast track to executive. And you all know that executive is your building block to push you all the way through to global ambassador. And then the last thing, a couple of things we want to share with you. We're extending this by popular demand. It's going to be extended a couple of weeks. And is there anything else that you'd like to speak on this point?
Well, I noticed that a lot of people are working very hard with their new direct referrals to make them executive. And I saw the numbers, topping up the roof. So I just thought that, like you said, by popular demand, this should be extended for another 15 days. And I think a lot of people will enjoy this, and a lot of people is running to qualify. Remember, just requirement. Remember, only 3 new sponsor people since May 1st, helping one of those 3 to achieve executive, have 50,000 points in your whole organization, and just buy a lottery ticket, like the ticket for the raffle that we're going to do. And John, I think these prices are pretty high.
I think they're fantastic prizes.
Fantastic prizes, because the first winner is going to be joining us in our, ceremony in Panama. We already have the people receiving the containers. We already have our architects working to finishing that up, and it's going to be state of the art, like we said, that since the beginning, when we first announced that headquarters. And finally, I'm really excited to share with the world the inauguration. So, guys,
I'm going to draw a little more attention to one thing you just said, because if they weren't listening, they might have just passed right by their ear without noticing. You said the last container has landed, which was awesome, because on our presentation Mondays and Fridays, I've been telling people the last few weeks, the last container is on the way, and and now it's arrived at the port in Panama. So that's fantastic.
I'm gonna ask them to make a little video in the tower when they are up downloading the containers, to get the excitement into the roof. So we can share in our Telegram official Telegram group those videos and the social media also. So I'm gonna do that. Thank you for giving me that that heads up and that idea, John. I think a lot of people will enjoy that.
Now, this is the last thing for us to discuss, and this is important because for as many of you in this past month who have perhaps been shaken a little bit, who have been fearful a little bit, who have maybe doubted the authenticity of what's being built by Edwin and Waskar, there are others of you who we owe a big thank you and also very significant congratulations, because in the first 3 most significant categories of rank, which are the building blocks of the company, we actually grew last month, and then we grew again this month. So we know that many of you are already doing the things we've talked about protecting yourself and we know you're extremely enthusiastic about the long and prosperous future that you're going to be having with CFX, and you're focusing on that rather than short-term challenges and negativity. So let's get into some of these rank advancements. There were 129 new executives in the last month. Significant. Same thing with managers. We saw a jump in 33 new managers. And here's a big one. This is big even compared to last month, which was a good month. We saw 9 new directors this month, which is a 33% jump over a very good month last month.
Wow. Amazing.
11 presidents. Really who are getting lonely. They want some new presidents, some new people in that chat, because it's a small chat in the President's Club right now. So we need a little more energy in there, some new members, and of course the ambassadors. That list will continue to grow over time as well.
Remember, guys, it's only 3 new direct referral. Go get it. Go to work. I want to sit by your side, the winner, and the front table in that inauguration event in the headquarters. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a really, really good fun. And I just want to finalize the meeting, John, by thanking and being grateful with all the people involved, starting with my partner, co-founder, and vice president of trading, Mr. 𝙏𝙗𝙧 𝙁𝙤𝙧, and then following by you, the director of marketing, a tireless, committed individual, all the traders, all the people behind the technology that we have, providing us with excellent results, the programming team, always there, even the weekend, even the holiday, to make it happen for all of us. So I just don't want to let this opportunity pass away without thanking the leadership, all the directors and above leadership, for your commitment, for your amazing input and help for all the teams. Behind the scenes, there's so many people that I need to, say thank you for, but I just wanted to know that my love and appreciation for all the members and everyone involved in the CFX family, it had my heart really big right now. So thank you very much, guys. It's just it's the way we live, and gratitude is the open door for everything that you always wanted, and it just make your life worth it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for this great opportunity to communicate and to share with you. Thank you, John.
Also, thank you for your patience. We are at an hour and 40 minutes. Normally, we're wrapped up in an hour and 10 minutes. There's a lot we wanted to cover. And also, Waskar, you were going to mention something to do about a breakthrough with trading and copy trading. Here's what I'm going to suggest, though, because we've got all of that training to do in June. Maybe why don't we make June's end of month meeting a copy trading and a business training focus?
You bet. Let's do that. Let's make the excitement grow on that beta testing group, and let's invite everybody to dream about it and to hope for that end of the month in June. And also remember, in June, we're going to announce all the winners, not only for the promotion, the 3 people for the promotion, but also for the lottery. Guys, buy the tickets in the lottery. You're going to make it easy for the ones who have it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And
see you soon.
Yeah, have an excellent week ahead. We look forward to speaking with you again very soon.
Thank you, John.